What's up, my fellow flyers? We're back again, and here on FPV RAW, I got a special guest here. This guy has been around for a long time. He flies like a bat out of hell. His name is Hugo Salinas, and he's on the East Coast. And I'm getting used to interacting with people online, and so with this podcast, I'm hoping I can touch more individuals out there on the internet. Not like physically touch them, but just touch them. But let's hear their story. I'll be your host here, Ruben Hadegi, and I'm the owner of SweepwingsRC. I make wings and all that good stuff. And so this is a show that I wanted to put on. And because we've been listening to a bunch of mini quad stuff, and it's time for the wing guys to kind of show up and talk about stuff that we like to do and what we've been flying. So my guest today, Hugo, let's go ahead and run this down and go ahead and introduce yourself. Fill us in.
What is going on, Mr. Ruben?
With it.
Yeah. Yeah, Hugo here, better known sometimes as Aerial Visions. Guys call me Hugo, depending on who's out there, calling the races. But a little bit about myself.
Yeah, fill us in.
Here out on the East Coast, New York, we got a good group of guys out here that we get together to fly with. But how I started flying wings, how I started in this whole FPV craze.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I started flying actually remote control planes a long time ago, probably back in 1983. I flew a Nitro Trainer with my father. And once a couple years after, or a little bit after, as soon as the girls started rolling in, that passion of flying remote control stuff just disappeared.
Yeah.
And, got heavily into remote control cars, basically just building them, never raced them. So I've been, doing the whole remote control RC thing for a pretty long time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so then I would say somewhere around 2012, a buddy of mine, good friend of mine that I grew up with, seen him flying these multi-rotors. And it was just, it intrigued me, and it was just like, what is this stuff? And I don't know, a couple months went by, and we did keep in communication via Facebook and so on, and I would see more and more posts from him, and all of a sudden I got a phone call from another friend of mine in real estate, and he's like, looking to do some aerial shoots with a drone and so on, and this is going back 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It's actually 4 years now, and called up my friend Rich, and I'm like, hey, why don't we use some of this fancy stuff you got to make some money and, shoot this really expensive house that's locally here in the area. Dude, hold on 1 second. You gotta pause it. So we get my friend Rich to get his stuff together and go to this, this really, it's probably like a 15 to 20,000 square foot house in our area to do all this aerial footage, video, and pictures, and so on.
It was like a mansion?
It was a huge mansion. Yeah, it was. I think it was being listed for like $25 million or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's go do this, and you know what? I don't even know if we got paid for it because it was a friend of mine, and
yeah.
I'm like, we'll probably get more of these coming. Anyway, so fast forward couple months, and I says I gotta do this. So I built my first multi-rotor, and boy, did I, struggle like everybody else getting into it. Building it wasn't a problem. That was a piece of cake for me because, I'm very good with soldering and, very good with understanding electronics and the whole remote control thing and setting up the radio and doing all that stuff. And the only tricky part was tuning it, we were using NASA. We weren't using these very simple flight controllers. We were using the NASA stuff, but it was a little tricky.
Yeah.
So started off in the whole multi-rotor quadcopters, and then
that was like NASA, that was NASA 1, right? Or didn't have any flyaways with the NASA 1?
All right. So I'll get more into that. But no, I never had a flyaway.
Really?
Never had a flyaway. Had some unusual stuff, and I probably built, without any exaggeration, probably well over 500 to 600
Jesus
multi-rotors between, obviously not for myself, but so I'll explain is in 2013 I says, you know what, I see a market and I see the potential of maybe another business opportunity, whether it be selling retail products or back then it was more so doing custom builds, and I really, that's what I love to do is build. So I built well over 500 rigs for, whether it be hobbyists or commercial photographers. So I was really, really involved with the whole multi-rotor stuff. And, I would say most of the rigs that I built were all equipped with NASA flight control system. So I've never had any flyaways. I've had maybe 2 or 3 instances of just some unusual behavior and some pretty bad crashes. But other than that, that's where I started with, is in the multi-rotor stuff.
Well, it's good. I mean, you got a lot of history, especially back in the day when the heydays, when everything was started, and making these things for other people, which is good because it's good, for the company and establishing yourself as a builder. So when you come to events, like what's up, you know what to look for. Like I remember when we were in Canada and you were fixing the TBS transmitter, like it was giving you issues, and you were just like what the hell? Like, but you were on it, man. You fixed it pretty damn quickly. Yeah. So go back to 2013, 2014. Yeah.
My first company that I basically set up an account with was TBS, Team Black Sheep.
Uh-huh.
And I just, I set up a very good relationship with them, and I've built so many TBS Discovery Pro frames, had them going, actually shipped them all around the world.
Wow.
Had a great thing going. Yeah.
Wow.
And, once the big box stuff, like once the Phantom 3 came out and the Inspire, all that custom built stuff just disappeared. But so somewhere around late 2014, I says, you know what? Let me start playing around with this TBS Capriana.
Mm-hmm. The Chupacabra.
The Chupacabra.
That's only because I can't pronounce it.
I know. So the TBS Capriana, and I started with that, and a friend of mine, Eddie, which local guy here, helped me set it up, and it was my first time setting up a wing, and didn't have really good luck with it. Didn't fly good, crashed it a million times, ended up destroying it, built another one, destroyed it. Then I just got into a pop wing. And with the pop wing, I got started, understood it, learned a little bit. And then once I got more familiar with the wings, I started building Caprianas again, but this time adding a flight controller, either the Eagle Tree Guardian or the Eagle Tree Vector.
Yeah, I think the Guardian back then, maybe.
Yeah, so then the Vector was just coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I believe around 2014.
I think that's when I got mine.
Yeah, and that just changed the way it flew. It helped to launch. Ended up building many of them and doing the same thing then. Rather than doing the multi-rotor stuff, I started getting into the Caprianas and building up these packages and shipping them out. And, newer people getting into wings, they felt comfortable flying it because it had this flight controller. It also had return to home and so on. So the wing started for me around late 2014.
Okay. Yeah. I remember. I don't know if I was in the Facebook groups or whatever, because it's the group that we don't talk about. But I don't know if I was there. 2014 maybe. I'm not too sure. But I remember you were doing that for people. Are you still doing that now with the Aerial Visions?
All right. So with Aerial Vision starting in 2013, doing all the multi-rotors, and then I would say by late 2014, 2015. I was really involved doing a lot of the Capriana builds. Yes, the secret group that we have started around 2014. Yes, I think you were a part of it. So you've probably seen a lot of the stuff that was being posted in there.
That we don't talk about.
That we don't talk about. It's very secret.
There's a lot of balloons and a lot of blimps and stuff, but we can't discuss any more than that.
Yeah. And but what I ended up doing was getting involved in a lot of groups and also being the admin to a lot of the TBS groups, and started to create a large network of people with the common passion, and the group started to grow, and the mini quad stuff started to really take off around late 2014 with the immersion vortex coming out. I think it was early 2015 maybe. Has it been already?
I remember the vortex.
The vortex 285, and
because we had prototypes, or I saw the prototypes in Hawaii. That's when Tony brought some over, and they're flying them in Hawaii. We went to the Hawaii Paradise Tour, Drone National Paradise Tour. Like, he had some there, and I was like, oh damn, what the hell?
That was October of 2015, no?
Yeah.
So you had prototypes. Are you telling me that
the prototypes?
Huh. So then that means they came out around early 2016. No, I feel like it's been longer than that.
Or maybe I shouldn't have said nothing.
Whatever. Anyway.
No, it's old news now. I mean, it's already out. They even have two other smaller ones now.
Yeah, they have the 250 and I think the 180. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about those stuff.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
We want to talk about the wings.
We want to talk about wings. So wings. So started to attend these events locally, and just really, just blew me away with, one, the maneuverability, two, the speeds. The other thing that I liked was the long range stuff, which kind of phased out rather quickly because got boring taking those long range flights. And, now I like to just fly fast and low. And,
yep.
It's just different. So
I kind of noticed that too. Like, the long range stuff kind of disappeared too.
Yeah. Well, it's also the whole thing with the FAA stuff, and you don't want to get yourself into any sort of situations,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's trying to be responsible, trying not to be some sort of cowboy out there, and it's so like I was saying, attending these events, and I recall going to Ohio in 2015. To the Ready Made FPV Fest event.
Mm-hmm.
And prior to that, I was at the Northeast FPV event, which is hosted by either the Canadians or by the guys from Massachusetts and New York. And these events were, mostly focused around fixed wing. And that's basically where I just, all of a sudden it just switched, and I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
It's just so much more fun, so much more adrenaline. The group of guys, the the people you hang out with, the people you're talking with. It's just an awesome group of people, and yeah, that's from that point on, and then everything just started to come in place, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah, I remember all that stuff from like from all the other posts and stuff, and from the YouTube videos from the past events, and then they were doing spec races before all this other shit that was going on right now, but they were doing like way back in the day, and they had like their own was it like a foam board wing that they would build, and that was your rig.
Yeah, that's probably going back 2 years now.
Yeah.
I know the Colorado group had a Colorado spec wing, and then the NEFPV guys had a NEFPV spec wing. And I remember a group of us having a build day at my buddy Merrill, which is a.k.a. Bender.
Yeah.
Many people know him from Bender throughout all the forums.
Oh, yeah.
Having a build day at his house, which at that point I started to meet more people, and it was just everybody's there helping each other out, and they're basically taking just these sheets of foam and cutting them out, putting them together, and using all the same components, motors, ESCs, video transmitters, so on, and putting them together and then going to race them. I mean, it was fun, you know.
Well, that's what it's all about. I mean, because it obviously wasn't happening, and it's a good way to get everyone together. And that's one thing that I remember seeing what the East Coast was doing, because we don't really have, actually we don't have anything over here on the West Coast. But I was watching all that feed and what you guys were doing out there, and you guys looked like you were having a freaking blast. It looked like an enjoyable event, and it was like that every single time. Yeah,
It every single time we get together, whether it be just a, last minute, spur of the moment. Hey, let's just get a group of, let's just get some guys together and just go fly at a location, and we just have fun, and whether it be for some just casual racing around or maybe some formation flying. We do a lot of that. That's a lot of fun too.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, so as far as now, getting into the whole racing aspect of it, and then now, more and more starting to see it forming. It's still all in its infancy, and but I think it's starting to get a lot more people involved. I mean, people are starting to see where it's really just it's the adrenaline behind it. I mean, after a race or after I'm flying hard, I come off the stick shaking, my heart's racing, it's and I'm competitive,
Yeah.
and
See, I said that in my previous podcast about it was racing and free flight. And free flight, guys, that's most of the stuff that we do and that we're pretty familiar with is just we're just there, we're relaxing, we're hauling ass, we're either hitting a pattern or hitting some gaps that are out there, just normal ones. And then for us being so relaxed, and then we go to these events, and it's a total, like a light switch that turns on that you're like, oh, shoot. Like, my hands are sweating, and I'm shaking, and I'm panicking. All that adrenaline is just surging through you, and it's a crazy ass feeling. That I said that, and I'm curious to see. Like, some guys are really relaxed, and other guys, when that moment hits, and to see what their reaction is, and to see what kind of person as a flyer they turn into, like a machine or something.
Everybody's different. I mean, it's I've noticed a couple things that happened down at CFL just recently. We'll get into that.
All right.
But I guess it all started back in Ohio. Then NEFPV would have a feet meet, and then it started more. Really started when actually you came over to the East Coast back in late July of 2016 to the NAFPV
in Canada.
In Montreal.
Yeah. That was fun, man.
Dude, absolutely. They hosted an awesome event. those guys, you know, they're really, really into wings and the track.
Oh
Going
my
back
God.
to think about it, I mean, that track was awesome.
That was.
I mean,
Now, from all the tracks that we've been seeing, they've all been small. Like the Hawaii track was small. On video, because I was watching your guys' stream from the Florida stream track was small.
Yep.
The freaking Canada, the Canada track was super long. Let you just open the hell up, and that was awesome.
I was telling my buddies, if I had the rigs that I have today, you know, with the speeds I'm getting out of these things at this, you know, NAFPV race, I mean, that track was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was awesome, you know, and
do we
there were no limitations on that track either for wattage, so
yeah.
we can run. And you know, we were all just like, you know, I guess we were still, we're not new, but we weren't really utilizing what's available out there, I guess, because I'm telling you, today it's just like, you know, we got rigs that are just doing a steady 125, 130,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I remember a year or so, a good year and a half ago, we're looking at rigs doing 90 and 100. Wow, you're doing 100.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, because like even like when I was flying, I mean, shoot, fast for me, for what I was used to was like, I don't know, maybe 80s, and that was fast for me.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching dudes go faster and faster, and then you know you guys are like going faster and faster, and I'm like, oh crap! So I guess I got to get with the program.
Yeah, it's yeah. So I mean, we flew. You know, that was a fun race, and I flew the flinch, and you know, came in first place, and that's basically when I just said, "Hey, screw it! Now it's game on, man. Let's do this."
Because I don't even know how long that track was. It was I would say it was the perfect combination. Like they laid it out and they drove what, quads and trucks to establish the turn, the markers and everything. It was freaking long.
Yeah.
And that's ideal because if you look at the races, because when I was watching the feeds here, you go from point A to point B in a blink of an eye.
Yep.
There's no doubt about it. And there's for these events to pop off and to get more people there, you need a bigger track. Like these crafts aren't meant for small tracks.
The stuff that we're using, no. I mean, so the track at CFL was definitely small, was tight, but also the location was, they basically utilized one end to the other for the track.
Mm-hmm.
They kept the width a bit narrow just to accommodate the other courses, but you know, I mean, it's racing, so you got to go there with the rig specifically for that course. And you know, now that I'm really getting into it, whatever race I'm going to, I'm bringing six rigs, you know,
Mm-hmm.
4 to 6 different rigs if I have to, or you know, 2 of each or something, just because, you know, if you wreck one, at least you got your backup.
Oh,
or
yeah.
you know, if your rig is just, you know, way too powerful for this course, you're not going to want to use it. Sometimes it's not all about speed, you know. You gotta really maintain yourself on the course, on the track. And yeah, that was a very, very tight course, you know. And then we had trees literally right next to us. So I mean,
They're reaching out for him.
Oh man, so you know, many were crashing out. So rather than me crashing out, I'm just like, you know, I'm gonna stay low where I can stay low, and then, you know, if I'm close to that tree line, I'm gonna stay at the tree line, you know. Yeah. And
we gotta give a shout out to Shelby because he got first.
So Shelby got first, yeah, and I came in second, yeah, and Jeremiah, I think, came in third.
Got third? Damn, he got third in Hawaii too.
Yeah, he came in third, and the spec wing. I tell you what, the spec wing, man, I love the spec wing. It's fun. It's it's a
really?
fun. I think it's great. You know,
all right.
And yeah, I mean, everybody that's flying them, they're enjoying them. It's just a weird looking, you know, it's got an aggressive sweep on it, but it handles the course fine.
Huh? And it's a good price. I think Flying Phone sells it for like $30. So that's like a pop wing price.
Yeah. And but the thing, who cares? It's like I tell people, it's like, you know, you want to get into it, you can fly this thing, you could crash it, you could do whatever you want with it. It's resilient, and you know, it takes a beating, but yet it's for me, it's fun to fly. Well, is it my go-to wing? Hell no.
Yeah. It's like a one. It's a specific type of aircraft.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is at a good price point. You know, for any new flyer to kind of get involved, there's like the pop wing, which is like what, $20, $25, $30, and then the spec wing is like $30. Plus, if you want to buy some extra stuff, it's like, I don't know, $30, $40 or whatever. So it's really not that bad.
Alex has them for $60, but they're complete, you know, with everything you need to put it together. You just add your electronics and boom, you're ready to go. And so lots of fun, man. Nationals. Dude, that was intense, huh?
Dude, the only part that sucks is that like the last day, my wife and I, we had to catch a plane back, and so I was like, crap, how are we got to go back to the hotel, pick up the bags, and then haul ass to the freaking airport. So that was a hard part for me doing that. But watching you guys and being all there, I was like, damn, like you guys, damn, that was freaking crazy. It was crazy. In front of everyone. In front of everyone.
Let me tell you something, man. Thankfully, we moved the course so the quad guys and spectators can watch. Because if they would have had the race down at the bottom at that open field there, it just would have never. It would have never been. It wouldn't have been a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, where it was, I really would have liked to at least go through the gates. You remember the gates where they first told us we can go through, and they had that glass or that plastic plexiglass.
Yeah.
Like, I know we can hit those. Like, we're pretty damn good. I know we can hit those gates, but then the AMA guys were like, no, because you're too close to the audience. Yeah. And I was like, dude, that's like a perfect spot.
Yep.
But
the red, remember the red gate that they use for freestyle?
Did you fly through it?
I flew through it. I flew through it. I had to.
I hit that shit. You had to. Like, well, I was, you know, I was going, you know, I was trying to focus on what my lines were and just making sure I was hitting the gates. But, dude, they should have put it in a better spot so all of us can just like, like just hit it.
Yeah.
That would have been badass.
Yeah. I mean, and everybody that was competing, you know, had experience. So, it was definitely, but for me, the whole thing was the whole experience about it, you know, and finally getting to meet, you know, Johnny in person and Flash Gangsters in person.
Yeah,
it's just everybody, just being around everybody. It was just a good atmosphere, you know, and had a lot of fun. And a lot of people went away with a very good experience, and but just the location was just crazy, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, don't leave out. Remember, you're the one that sketched the tent, so they lost their deposit on that.
Oh man. Dude, I was just, my nerves were just, it was 100 degrees with like 100% humidity.
Yep. It was a scorcher,
you know, I'm sweating my ass off, and, you know, once it's go time, you know, it's like go. And, you know, I just, I can't believe I hit that canopy, man.
It looked like Freddy Krueger, like hit the top of it. For those of you guys who are listening, they had a huge canopy. It was probably like a 20 by 15 large canopy, maybe a little bit longer.
No, it was much bigger than that. 40. It was probably like a 40 by 50.
40 by 50. Oh, damn! It was that big.
Yeah, it was big.
Well, Hugo went past the finish line, and so he did something. You were too low.
Yeah, I was coming in too low, and grazed the top of that canopy and left my mark.
He was so low. He was too low. The propeller sketched the canvas on top. He was that low, and he kept going.
No, I ended up.
Did you crash?
Yeah, crashed out there.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah. I remember Derek running out to grab the wing and get it back to fix because, for the next qualifier.
I remember we all hit the deck because we were like, "What the hell?" We looked up. Well, I didn't know where it was. I didn't know where it was from, and I was like, "What the hell?" And we all looked up, and there, I saw the propeller marks, and I thought you skated away, but apparently you crashed.
I crashed, man. Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
damn it.
It's all fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing about it is what a lot of people that were pissed off and all that crap, but that doesn't matter because we were all at one location, and the location was freaking epic. The event itself was a very one of a kind and unique event. So to pull that off is pretty fucking hard. So, hey,
you know what? A lot of us left that weekend bitching and complaining, but you know what? After thinking about it, I mean, it was how they pulled it off. I don't know. I mean, the location was incredible. I mean, to be overlooking the New York City line, having the Statue of Liberty, right next to us like that, flying our toys on the island. I mean, it was awesome, man.
On ESPN.
And then on ESPN. Yeah. But what? So after that was Drone Worlds, but unfortunately, I had surgery coming up, and I couldn't make it, man. I had to cancel my trip.
I know, yeah. Meryl couldn't make it either.
No,
which was like, oh man, it was. I say the climate was the same. Still pretty hectic because I didn't realize they had like a crap load of mini quad pilots. Like there was like what 18 or 16 wing pilots, and there was like over 300 of mini quad guys.
That's crazy.
I could be wrong, but there was a huge amount.
Yeah,
and they were all on this little island. So Hawaii, the location, having all those people there again. They might have sold everyone on this adventure, and the course could have been better. But what they did was they got everyone to one location, and we all were there. So yeah, we had a lot of fun. I took the family, so that was a lot of fun. But I could have. Oh man, damn. There's always next time. Hell, it might be in. Hopefully, might be in like San Francisco on the Rock, which would be cool.
Oh, could you imagine?
Oh my God, that would be
that'd be crazy.
Because if you had a hotel or a room right there on the shoreline, and you saw these little lights buzzing around the Rock, oh man, dude.
Nah, I got a feeling that something's got to happen in Vegas, man.
Yeah. It's not regulated like anything else, is it?
No.
Shouldn't be.
What do you mean?
Like, is there any regulation? I mean, it's what? Las Vegas, I mean, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Is there any regulations like over here in California? I don't know if there might be any, I don't know, weird regulations that we can't do. I mean, because over here it's nothing but farmland and flat, and it's not, there's hotels and all that good stuff, but. Yeah,
I don't know.
That'd be.
Hope it's somewhere that's going to be more local than, a 10-hour flight to Hawaii.
Yeah, hey, I ain't gonna lie, that was expensive.
expensive too. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, man. So,
yeah,
a lot of this stuff that we've been seeing, it kind of interacts with the social media and being involved with that, and what you're doing with the Facebook Live. Like you're doing a pretty damn good job. Like I try to go in as much as I can, but I don't have the app on my phone. So when I'm on the computer on the home PC, that's when I usually review everything. I'll just look at everything, but I don't have the app on my phone, so I don't watch it. You
Okay.
you know how crazy the Facebook Live and Facebook in itself is. It's just it just goes off. There's so many freaking groups that go on.
Yeah, so the whole social media thing, I mean, that's important, you know.
It
Keeps
is.
everybody in the loop, and with all this stuff coming out and people testing them, and, you know, just people want to see what it's, you know, get an idea of, you know, the feedback from people. And it's, when it's live, it's just basically you're going on straight up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's yeah.
You're doing a good job, though. I mean, you and Shelby are doing it. They posting up all the pictures and all the live feeds, which is good because, you know, there isn't a news station there. Like, the only thing that can broadcast the news is the people, and so that's very helpful for especially
Shelby's nuts, man. I hope he's listening. I hope he listens to this because he's gonna laugh.
Yeah, he should listen. I mean, he should listen.
I love that guy. He's just a good guy.
Yeah,
but he's really putting a lot of his. This is his living right now.
You know?
Yeah. So I mean, he's paid. He's being paid, and I don't know how much he's being paid, but you know, he's got to do what he's doing, and you know, and I support him 100%. He's a good guy. He's a fantastic, I mean, an incredible pilot.
Oh yeah.
So going down to Florida, oh man, he's nuts. But going down to Florida, I'm like, and I drove down. And I went down with my friend Derek, and I'm like, yo, we got to stop by and see Shelby in North Carolina. So we leave New York at 11:15 at night. We get into North Carolina by 8 in the morning. Ooh. And, you know, Shelby's like, you know, why don't you go meet us? Why don't you meet me at I'll meet you guys at Bojangles. Bojangles?
Isn't that a gay bar?
Yeah. Dude, no. I would actually feel more comfortable walking into a gay bar than when I walked into the joint, man. Oh my God. So, you know, here I am, New York City, you know, guy who grew up just outside of New York City. And, you know, I walk into this place, man, and I'm looking at Derek and I'm like, dude, first of all, people are eating fried chicken and biscuits at 8 in the morning.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, what? Where's the bacon, egg, and cheese or stuff like that? And then, you know, you just start people watching, and I'm just like, what? I messaged Shelby. I'm like, dude, there's a Panera Bread half a mile down the road. I'll meet you there.
You're like, the hills have eyes.
Oh, my goodness.
Throw that ninja ball down and back out slowly.
So yeah, spent like 6 hours with Shelby that day. We went to go fly at this amazing area that he practices and flies at. It's like it's an undeveloped subdivision that they were supposed to put up there years ago, and I think they call it the rock quarry. So there's really, you know, not much area for grass, so landing is pretty rough. You know, you're landing on either, you know, hard weeds or stone. So it was a fun time, man. I made I had the hardcore 30 from Chris Click.
Yeah. And
made it there with Shelby. Watched him fly his 44. I flew the Flinch there, the Anubis. You know, great spot. You know, a little windy, but you know, great spot.
So that was his stomping grounds.
Yeah, it's his stomping grounds. Nice. Yeah. So got back in the car and headed straight down to Florida, man.
Ooh, how long of a drive was that?
Dude, it was total of, so let's see. So we left Monday night at 11:15. We got into North Carolina at 8 in the morning, Tuesday. We didn't get to Fort Lauderdale until 12:30 Wednesday. So Tuesday night. So Wednesday really early, 12:30.
What?
Yeah, man. You know, and then I get into Fort Lauderdale to my parents, and my aunts are there from Chile, and it's like they're partying. 70-year-old women at like 1 in the morning. All I want to do is walk in and go to sleep. I didn't go to sleep till like 2:30 because they were just, talking and yelling and.
Oh yeah, they had to get the groove on.
Yeah.
All the sisters get together. They're freaking at it.
Crazy, dude. Crazy.
Damn, that is a freaking trip, dude.
Yeah, it's a trip, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's freaking crazy. And are you going to go to any more events this year, or are you going to see any more? Is there any more talks of it, or can you talk about it?
Oh, absolutely. So I spent a couple days there. Then went up to CFL in Orlando and stayed up there for the week, and then came home. Had a great time at CFL. Those guys put on a hell of an event.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was good times. Met up with a lot of people that I've been chatting with on Facebook and so on. So that whole experience is always the best.
Yeah. Just seeing
what's
everyone.
coming? What's that?
Yeah, just good. It's always good seeing everyone because you talk to people online, and it's usually like short talking, but it's good when you meet everyone face to face because then you can just talk their ear off.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome. What's happening this year? A lot. What do we got? We got Stone Blue Airlines coming up. When is that? In May, I believe, which I already booked. I registered.
Okay.
That's going to be Jeremiah's gig, the Flying Circus, Virginia. Going to that. I'm going to my first multi-GP race opener in New Jersey at one of their chapters.
Nice.
Going to be running a spec wing course and the sport class course.
Oh, nice.
Then we have the NAFPV, which is the Canadian Northeast guys doing their thing here in New York, actually, again.
Oh, it's in New York this time?
Yeah, New York.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's going to be in July.
All right, July.
I know Ready Made has a gig going on in Ohio. No, in Indiana, I think at AMA headquarters.
Okay.
I'm not going to make it to that one, but I'm probably going to do my best to make it to their regular one in Ohio, which is usually early fall.
Didn't it rain last time over there?
I believe the weather was. I didn't go last year.
I remember they were talking about boots, so had to go to the store and buy like freaking.
Yeah.
It was raining so bad, and there was so much mud that time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunately, it's Mother Nature, man. You can't do nothing about it,
I mean, as far as the other events that are going on, I mean, is there any big ones? I think I don't know if there's any talks of anything else because, I mean, the big contender last year was the DSA, and we don't really have anything right now. Because I don't know. I honestly don't know what the hell's going on. And as far as big events, big nationals, we don't have anything. Like I haven't heard anything.
No, I haven't either.
So it might be I don't know. I hope it's not a dead year for any big events. Because having ESPN an event, that's freaking huge.
Yeah, of course it is.
I mean, to get them there, that's like no joke, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know of any other big events either, other than the regular local events, I guess. And I like to attend the West Coast event. I don't know what's going on out on the West Coast. I know the Vegas guys. The Vegas guys. They're going to be putting some stuff on. So definitely want to get out to Vegas and meet up with them dudes.
Yeah, those guys have the land for days.
Incredible.
So much freaking land out there. The spots over here, like what's crazy, like up NorCal, it's beautiful green, lush land. I mean, when I fly, I got like a quarter mile of freaking emptiness, and all I got to do is pick a spot out here. So I don't know. Maybe I should organize it, but I probably won't because I'm lazy. But I mean, there's tons of lands out here. Like maybe on the coast, someplace where I mean, there's got to be something. Las Vegas is definitely a key spot, which would be nice.
I mean, we have some beautiful spots here out in New York. The problem is just people just suck out here, man. They don't they can't do anything without people just bitching and complaining, man. It's incredible.
Oh, damn it! Yeah, that's the only hard part. Like I always think if everyone just kind of like grouped together and said, you know what, because everyone wants an event. Like the IDRA wants their own event. I think they even have like their own insurance now. So I don't know if this is what I foresee, if they might be competing with the AMA in terms of insurance. So I don't know if they're going to be doing an event. I don't know if, of all these other guys that are putting on these races, I think they should just group up, say, let's quit dicking around, because everyone wants the end goal is to kind of or run the company and sell it and make all the money. But I think they should just group up and say, the hell with it. Like, let's just put our resources together and just own the FPV drone racing.
Who's going to do that?
I don't know. I usually think out loud. I'm really good at thinking out loud, mostly in my head. But
so what? Have you heard anything of what's the deal with DSA? I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about that, but
no, I haven't heard anything from Scott at all. I think he moved to Virginia or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't really know. In terms of events over here, there's a little one in the Bay Area that I think it's this month, but it's just a small one, nothing on any big scale. But yeah, they don't. I tell anyone, I was like, don't tell me if you're gonna put something on and it just flops, because then it'll just piss me off. But if there's any secret things, I just, don't even bother telling me. It's better not to know, unless it's a trip to like freaking to Italy or Hawaii again that they're gonna pay for. Tell me, I'll pay for it if it's a group thing. I'll go. That's for damn sure.
I got a feeling something's gonna happen in Vegas. That's where I'm thinking. You know,
if there is another event, like a big event going on, yeah, I probably more than likely will go. I'll see if I can get somebody to drive for me.
I can foresee multi-GP getting more into the wings. The only thing is, you can't host a a quad and wing event together.
Yeah,
can't do it.
Yeah, you need a separate course.
You gotta things will never happen. It's just too many pilots at that point. Too many limitations, and unless the wing guys move over to a completely different video frequency, but
yeah,
I don't see that happening either.
For them to take on two events, they'd have to split up. It's like, let's just say if MultiGP said, okay, we're going to do two separate events, they'd have to be at somewhat different locations, maybe separated, and branch off and actually have people helping to run the two events at the same time. Because if you have 2 different days, it makes it difficult for travel, for people to come and But if it's like, okay, it's just 5 miles down the way, and there's the multi-GP, event number 2 or whatever, they'd have to gather their resources and, run 2 events.
Well, I know they did it in over at the AMA property at the Nationals. Mm-hmm. They had 3 different tracks. They had 24 pilots up at once. Jeez. 8 at each different location. But I believe the quads are flying on a much smaller course. They're flying a lot lower. They're flying at 25 milliwatt, I believe.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that might be a problem for us wing guys. If we're, the course, we're flying bigger courses, and we're flying a lot higher than the quad guys, and 25 milliwatt, although it's possible.
No, I ain't gonna trust it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trust it either.
Think about it. You're going 120 plus mile an hour. You're gonna exceed that limit.
Yep. In
a blink.
But it's progressing. And I can see, with my company, Aerial Vision, I see orders being placed. A lot more orders going through for wing products, and the different wings that I'm carrying, the different kits, and I do see more. And it's winter right now, so
yeah,
people are starting to get their builds going, and that's another thing. So I had to change the business, from dealing with all the quad stuff, which I don't know how people stay in business with that stuff. I mean, it's just, this week it's one thing, the next week it's another thing, and
Yeah.
you buy a couple hundred units of this particular thing, all of a sudden you're stuck with it.
Yep.
I got tired of it.
Yeah, the hell with all that. And it's changing way too freaking fast, and it's only a matter of time until the wings catch up with it, and then all these other manufacturers start making their own, and then sure enough, we're gonna be saturated again, because the mini quad companies, they're no disrespect or nothing, but they're saturated the hell out of the market, and now the buyers are so confused on what to get. Yep.
That's the problem.
That's what we're gonna see with the wings here. This is what I see, is that the market's gonna be so saturated with all these wings. The end customer was going to be like, okay, well, this one's this size. Okay, well, this one's, this size. Well, which one's better? And so you're going to have confusion, and it's going to be crazy. So I see that coming in the future. That's for damn sure.
It's coming. I mean, I don't think it's going to be as bad though. It can't. I mean, the wings are a lot more basic than the quads. We don't have flight controllers.
Yeah.
So that you eliminate that part of that component. Motors, we deal with one motor.
Yeah.
And pretty much, the motor out there to get that that so far leading is Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
People are very happy with the motor, that line, and they're really focusing on doing the right thing for customers, and then it becomes choice of what video transmitter you want to use, and so it's really it's not wings are a lot less involved than the quads, but yet so much more fun.
Well, that's the whole point of doing the podcast, and it's I'm looking at the numbers, and from when I upload something, it's getting a lot of traction, which is really cool, because a lot of people who don't know about wings, because they only know about quads. That's what the market sees, is more quads everywhere. And so this is kind of like another way for people who scan podcasts, and bring on guys like you who know and who race and have the experience to say, hey, I've done all that, and this is what's a lot more enjoyable, because they go faster, and you can put all types of lights and dress them up and put logos on the sides. So
flying billboards,
man. And that's where us as companies are going to be in a nice little spot, because it's advertising space. It's, you want this, I'll build it for you. Here's the price. I'll put your logo on there. And if you want to support, a racer, you got to pay the racer. You got to pay them for your logo. Like if DeWalt wants their logo on there, they're going to pay you, $500 to put the logo on. So, and another thing I was thinking about is, because China had the that little wing that came out, and a lot of people are saying it's really nice. But if they decide to jump on the market for us, and how easily they pop out products, that's another thing that I look at. It's I just don't know if they're going to saturate the market like they did mini quads, but a mold over there is pretty expensive, so I don't know. We'll see. I mean, definitely curious.
I see I see you guys manufacturing the wings. They're changing. Got to start focusing on how this wing is going to react on a course, because that's what I'm noticing. Mm-hmm. You get these, Horizon Hobby, the Theory wing. I mean, it's a great, nice little fast wing. I don't know if it's going to be, it might handle the courses, these tight courses, but I'm noticing, wings got to start changing the way they're being manufactured, I guess, to accommodate these courses if we're going to be really going down this path.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
That's where your expertise comes in, because I mean, you as a racer, as a, you make custom builds, and you've had a wide variety of all these types of aircrafts. Your expertise is a lot better than me to say, here's a product that works, because I don't know about these other products. You have the experience. You know what type of airframe is gonna excel in this type of track. And so,
exactly,
like, your information is extremely vital to these companies. So, like, I mean, I'm just saying, if I was a company that had a lot of money, I would say, okay, Hugo, you come help us design an aircraft to hint, you guys. If you guys are out there listening, get guys like you who know, and, get your knowledge, and obviously pay for your services, but, help them out to make a wing that is versatile in all those types of aircraft. So, I mean, I think they're missing out. Like Horizon had that theory wing, and you've flown it, but people are saying it explodes when you touch something. So,
I've never had one explode. I think I went through one of the events. I brought inventory to sell them, and I ended up going through the inventory myself.
No. Oh shoot!
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
See, a lot of people. That's what this is. That's why this is nice, because you have the experience. People see the theory and they push this product, but I mean, it explodes. You can't.
Yeah.
You're not going to win a race by bringing two theory wings out there when it's exploding.
Nah, the wings are changing. That's all I got to say. They're other wings out there that are just the hardcore is really doing a nice he's doing a nice job, Chris, with that wing now. And everybody else, I mean, you came out with the new flinch, which is like still a prototype, and it's definitely handling differently than the regular flinch, which is little by little it's got to do a little bit more improvements, like everything else, and the same thing with Alex's stuff. Everybody's wings has something unique about it, So I've flown and I've built. Now I've probably built most of the company. The only company I have not ventured into yet is the Team Legit stuff. But at this point I've pretty much flown and built many of the wing guys. The stuff that you guys are putting out there. Yeah, I've been through it.
Yeah.
So they each have their own, type of characteristics.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when you guys were flying that, and you seen me chime in. I was like, well, I can't wait for the HD video to turn up.
Oh my God, you and HD, man, dude!
I was just messing with you guys. I was just having fun. But
you're funny.
If it's doing a job, then that's great. You can always build upon that and then make it better. So with any airframe, you can always make it better. The good thing is that there's so many varieties that are out there. I mean, it's just figuring it out for yourself and what's going to work best for you.
Right. Yeah. I'm just going to tell any of you guys that are going to be getting into this, or if you're listening and you're contemplating getting into the whole wing racing or wing stuff, I would start with, if you want to get into racing, I know MultiGP is going to be incorporating more wing racing events in their local chapters. Look into the spec wing to get started. It's cheap. We mentioned it earlier in the podcast. Easy to fly, easy to build. Can crash it. You're not going to destroy it unless you really, go full throttle nose in.
Yeah.
But it's an awesome hobby. Awesome. A lot of adrenaline.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's what a lot of guys don't know. So again, your input is very positive for guys who are listening and are curious. So, I think we're pretty close. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah.
You getting sleepy yet?
Yeah, I'm getting sleepy, man. I got to be up in a couple of hours.
All right. Well, we did pretty good. We hit an hour, so we're pretty good though. But Hugo, thank you very much for your time for taking a little bit of moment available for me to kind of like interview and basically let me practice, because I'm trying this. I'm trying to get better. But just having you guys on.
I think it's great, man. I think you're doing a great job, and you have a big following in this industry. Everybody, a lot of people know Ruben and Sweep Wings, and you have a nice audience to get to. So, and for the new guys out there, like I said before, it's a fun hobby. You can incorporate it into what you're doing now. You can buy wings to build with your quad, mini quad parts. Some wings can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun. If you want to, message me or find, I'm sure you probably put some links into the.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have no problem helping you guys out. That's what I've been doing for the past couple of years, and we're all here to help.
Oh yeah. Well, if any guys, I'll put your links, your YouTube page, your shop. I'll put that in the description, so they can click
Facebook,
on it.
Instagram, all that good stuff.
They'll stalk you, but this is definitely nice, because like guys like you using an outlet like this to kind of spread the word. It's all positive. We're all helping each other out, and at the same time still goofing around and BSing and just having fun. So that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Hugo, thank you very much for being on here, and we'll have you
brother.
on. We'll have you on again.
Absolutely, Ruben. It was awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, man. You guys have a good one. And with that, I'm going to end it here. And until next time, guys, peace.
Later.